Hey guys, it's Chase here on Gemmy Animatronic, and what I got for you guys today is the Tekky Toys Spirit Halloween Hovering Ghost animatronic. Before I begin the video, I just want to say that this is like the third time I'm trying to record this because I had totally forgotten that the old Tekky toy items, I don't know if they might still do this, the ones they make nowadays, but the old Tekky toy items have a timer where if you leave the item on, even if you don't trip the motion sensor or the sound sensor, they will still go off like every minute 30 seconds. So as I was recording, every time I thought that I was just like tripping it somehow, so I was like trying to be more quiet when I was filming, but I just forgotten that it was going off of the timer. So I finally did the right thing and unplugged him, so I'll have to do that before activating him in this video, but hopefully third time's a charm, we'll actually get it right this time. So this item was first made in 2008, it seems. The copyright on the box says 2008, and what I was told is just because it says 2008 on the box does not mean that mine is from 2008, and that the copyright is just from when it was first initially made. Not counting the prototype, I wouldn't assume, because typically the prototype comes like a year before the item was made. So I'm guessing 2008 was the first day that it was released in stores. Whether that was Spirit Halloween or Party City or any other online store. So this, I don't know what model mine is, but it's definitely one of the older ones because it has that older style box, and then it has the older style skew on it too. So honestly, who knows, but if you guys can tell just by looking at my box, then you know, have at it, go in the comments and let me know what year mine is from. But as you can see, I do have two of them. The other one is in its box, but the other one does not work at all. The board was completely fried out, and I opened it up and I was getting no life out of it whatsoever. Unfortunately, with the Tekky items, like I said, they're not like Gemmy life sizes, whereas the amplifier will constantly kick out like static or anything, so you have no idea if the item's on it or not. On a Tekky Toys item, like nothing will do anything until it's activated, and I could not get it to do anything. So, but I bought both of them. He gave me both of them for $50, which I think was a great deal. This did come off of my friend, who I got the midnight countess off of, and he was just looking to get rid of them. I offered him $50, and he took it. So I do have one that fully works, which is the one that's right in front of you, and I kind of took the best parts from both of them. Like, the one that fully worked 100%. However, the relay in the rising mechanism was not hitting, so I took the mechanism from the broken one and put it in the working circuit board one, which that one actually has a relay. However, this one is very loud. It needs to be greased. It needs something because the mechanism is just unnecessarily loud. So when it wasn't hitting the relay, my first mech, when it wasn't hitting the relay, it would just stay in the up position for a good like 10 seconds, and then it would start, you know, swaying around and stuff. And I asked around, and people were like, "No, it's not supposed to do that. It's not because of like you have an older model or anything. It's just not supposed to do that at all." So. I later learned that it wasn't hitting the relay. It's not from opening it up, but just taking a wild guess. So I put the other mech on it, and it ended up working fine. No gears need to be replaced. Both LEDs work in him, and I actually did take the fabric from the broken model and put it on this working one because the fabric from the working one was a little stained. Obviously, this being white fabric, it's, you know, one stand and it's just done. Like, you have to have pearly white fabric, or it's 100% noticeable if there's anything wrong with it. So, other than that, it now fully works without any repairs, just kind of swapping back and forth the good and bad parts. I did have to stitch or restitch a lot of the fabric because it's supposed to be stitched in a lot of places, and it was like stitched in one place, which is on the arm. So I didn't like that. So what I did was I glued the fabric on top of the head, which isn't supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be stitched, but stitching it onto styrofoam is not going to do anything. It's going to come undone. So I glued it on, which it is kind of noticeable, but I mean, it is what it is. And then I stitched it. I put 2 stitches on each arm, so that's all good. It's not going anywhere. You can, reposition it however you want, but it's still gonna have those indents in the clothes, so you're still able to make out that it is a ghost and it's not just like a hovering sheet. But with all that aside, he stands about 1.5 feet tall when he is in the down position. When he's up, I would say he roughly, it says he goes over 3 feet, but I'd say he's just about at 3 feet. And I know that Tekky did a lot of different models. Not a lot, but a few different models with this item. Like they did I think it was called like an unearthly ghost, unworldly ghost, something like that. And he would just, go up and down, like not like up and down, but he would like kind of sway back and forth, which was, I don't like how that looked. I love how this animation looks though, like it actually comes up at you and then sways and will go back down and stuff. So I think out of the 2 of those, this one's definitely the better one. And they also did a 6 foot tall one, which I was initially supposed to get off of like a mom and pop shop online. However, they did not end up shipping it. I got my money back, and it was a whole ordeal. And I actually tried ordering it 2 separate times because I wanted to give them a second chance, because I really wanted that big one, but it didn't end up working out. So I just kind of said, it is what it is, and I bought it off my friend. So I think that's about it for this item. As you can see, like I said, it has 2 different boxes. This one was definitely like a Party City type model, or maybe like a Garden Center one, but this was not. I don't think this one was sold at Spirit. I think this one definitely was. I mean, obviously it has the Spirit logo, and then it has a Spirit type box, which, by the way, I love this old Spirit box. Like, I love the background and stuff. But this one, as you can see, it says bad, does not work, bad. So I highly doubt that, the original owner of this wrote this down, like they would need a reminder. I think that this was sold at a random store or department center, and then they just wrote it down like as if it was like a store display or whatever. But it was sold as not working, and I tested some of the components, and it just was not responding to me. So I removed the chip on it, and then ended up using the board for a different project. As you can see in the back, it's got that, the setup instructions, the old Tekky style box, and then it actually has a try me button where if you'd press it, it would do its moaning in the box like the old Rise from the Grave Reapers. And I did have that button, but I ended up using it on something else. This one does not have a button, and it was sold for $50 at Spirit Halloween, so about the price of a jumping spider nowadays, which I guess isn't too bad. I mean, it has 2 animations and the light up eyes, which is super cool. So I think with that being said, I think that's about it. I'm sure there's some more stuff I can say about it, but I will go ahead and let it activate. But one more thing with this item, mine seems to have a defect. So usually you'd snap the head into place with the arms. However, the place where you're supposed to snap it is completely backwards. So if I were to snap it into place, the body would be backwards, and so it would be flying away from you, which is not how it's supposed to be. And because it has a telescoping module, it can and will get twisted. So, as it's going up, it could be either completely this way or completely that way, or who knows, completely backwards. Like it's kind of random what it does. Like, you can't really say how it's supposed to go no matter how you set it up. And I will show it does have that telescoping module. You can see right there, and mine, as you can see, is missing the fabric around it. The original mechanism did have the fabric, but for whatever reason this one did not, so I would assume that this one was initially repaired. And I guess I can show that this one does have, the other fabric and stuff, and it has the 2 legs. So hey, if anybody's looking for replacement parts, I can probably get you guys some, because I'm not doing anything with this. But without further ado, I guess I will get it plugged in. Just give me 1 second. It starts right up as soon as it's plugged in. Alright, so that time it generally stayed centered, which is good, I guess, for the video, but as you know, as soon as I go to display it or put it wherever, either indoor or outdoor, it's gonna completely like face a different direction. Which, by the way, I don't know if the intent for this is meant to be used inside or outside, because it's very small. So to use it outside, you have to kind of have it propped up on it, like, and in the back of a tombstone or something to be seen. Or if you want to use it inside, you have to like use something to cover up the speaker, because it's way too loud to be inside, like during like a Halloween party or something, like way too loud. So I guess I could probably put a silencer or something over the speaker. I definitely wouldn't want to like cut the wires or anything, but I definitely do want to make it a little bit more quiet, because this one does not have a volume control, unfortunately. But I will set it off one more time to give you guys just one more activation, and then I will end the video there. He runs off of 6 volts, by the way, so assuming that anything more would probably fry him, and he does take 4 AA batteries. He will repeat the last like 3 seconds of his audio until he resets properly, and that's like any Tekky item, which I think is cool, that it'll keep making sound as soon as it's done doing what it's supposed to do, because it would be kind of weird that it would stop making audio as it's still moving. So and like stuff like the Rise from the Grave Reapers, all the jumping items, they'll do that. So I think that's really cool that Tekky does that, and I don't know if they still do that, but if they do, hats off to them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy. This is the 2008 Tekky Toys Hovering Ghost, sold at Spirit Halloween, and I guess other department stores like Party City and garden centers or wherever, because I mean, that's, like I said, the one on the left I don't think is a Spirit box. It's definitely some other branded store. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys again next time.